All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm back. All right. What's up, Dwayne? Mason is overrated and Boots is okay. That might be what we got out of this weekend. But let's see. So, Dwayne, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Keyshawn Davis beats Javante. Smooth, I highly disagree. Marco has been too really good. I know. What's up, Kalia? Eon, what up? What up? I defended Jerron last time, but this fight I can't defend. So, um, let's see something. I'm going to show you guys something. Let's see what the results say. Go to my account. Hold on, I'll show you guys something. And this is pretty much, what the fuck? No. The fuck is this shit? I want Marco. Is this the account? No, this isn't it. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, here we go. Okay. I just want to show you guys something. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let me show you guys something real quick. Present, share screen, Marco Boxing, share. Okay, here we go. So I just put up this poll. So look, we only have 2.6 thousand votes. Not that much yet. And here we'll go down to I put two. Okay, so look, my last poll I put up, for example, here we got one. Who's the most intimidating fighter? 11,000 votes. The majority say Arthur Beterbiev. Here's another one. Who has the best footwork? 9,000 votes. Usyk. All right, so now let's go to last night. First one. Do you think the judges were accurate in scoring John Boutsenis versus Karen Shakujian? And only 1.5 thousand votes. And the majority of you believe that no, they did not judge it correctly. Okay, that's one. Second, here we go. This one's at 2.6 thousand votes. Who should John Boutsenis fight next following his win over Karen, and at what weight? And the majority of people think he should fight Virgil Ortiz at 154. All right, so that being said, I believe that first off, Boots did win, but that motherfucker was getting peppered like a Caesar salad on Gordon Ramsay's menu. Peppered. He was getting fucking nailed. So the question is this: does Boots just have a good chin, or does Karen just have no power? And to answer that question, let us share again. Here is Karen's box rec. And as we see, 13 KOs out of 24 victories, which is a 54% knockout ratio. To give you guys a little, that's awful, right? To give you guys a little background, okay? A good knockout puncher, let's go to Canelo. Canelo, right? Good one, hard puncher. He's a 62%, but he's moved up. Let's go to, here we go. Devin Haney, who is not known to be a good puncher. He's 48. Okay, so he's a 48% puncher. So now you go back to Karen, who's 54. Meaning, Karen basically is on the same power punching level as Devin Haney. So Karen doesn't have power. So what happens if Boots would get hit by somebody who can punch with those shots? I mean, not only were they clean, but he was being caught flush coming right in. Now, I think he had a little bit of a chin too, because those punches were even harder because he was walking right into them. Boom, the law of physics. Well, I mean, Karen got the bounce pass from momentum. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Mike Tyson, what up? I love it. Boots has a chin, but he was fighting somebody with very low knockout power. Although those shots looked hard, you heard them. They were fucking crunching. They looked hard. So Boots didn't look good. He looked dangerous though. So you guys get what I'm saying? Dangerous. Where at any moment he looked like he could put this guy out and finish the fight. Wall Street, what up? Who sang the Russian boxing system at work last night? The pendulum. The footwork is wild. I think Boots got gassed out. Boots was getting very frustrated. Jeezy, what up? Boots had a pretty good chin and Karen can punch a little bit. Okay, so we're going with a balance, saying that both things are this both things are equal or true. Two things can be true, right? That's where we're going. Did you see the other fight? Did you see? I saw Blair the Flair show up. Now Keyshawn looked great, but Keyshawn fought somebody who, if I'm not mistaken, was way older and not very good. I'm still not sold on Keyshawn. I still think Keyshawn is a upper middle class fighter, not an upper class fighter, not a pure upper, not an and not an excellent one in a million generational talent. I think he's upper middle class, tops. Last night looked good on paper, but look at who he fought. And you still got to look at his punches. When he's throwing them, when you see the power coming through, when you see the way they land, you can tell when something is hard and fast and when somebody doesn't have a chin, or when it's a mix of, yeah, he had decent power, but the dude also, he was fighting, just didn't take the shots very well. We need Ryan versus Boots. I am very concerned for Boots after seeing last night. Can he take those punches from Ryan? Now, I will say one thing. Ryan doesn't punch in between shots like Karen was doing. Ryan leaps in. Ryan's purely offensive. Karen only hit Boots because he was exchanging with him. Ryan, I don't think Ryan could do that. But the question still remains. What does Boots do if those shots, forget shots, because let's be honest, Ryan just has the left hook, right? The only thing deadly is left. What happens if that left hook lands? What's good, Michael? I think Boots may need a new see, and she's from Philly. So there it goes. Person that keeps getting up after knockdown is called having a heart. A person that keeps getting wobbled and put down every time and hit it on the chin is considered chinny. Okay. The guy Keyshawn fought got robbed versus Richardson Hitchens. Yeah. 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 All those clean hits landed on Boots. Imagine if that guy had more power. Yeah. What's up, Rodriguez? What's up? What's up, Ryan? What's cracking? Straight from Canada. Salute. I don't know if Boots can win a belt at 54 now. He's not going to 54, Ryan. And at 47, I think Blair the Flair gives Boots a lot of problems. But the problem with, not the problem, the thing Boots has still, the thing we got to take out of this fight, yeah, he got hit a lot. Yeah, by the way, Karen looked like Usyk and Loma fucking banged each other, had a baby, and shoved it up his butt, and he was like being puppeteered by the baby of Usyk and Loma, this guy Karen. Unbelievable footwork, great angles, like was looking dope. And let's not forget, man, that shit just might be in the Ukrainian blood. Those you forget, I'm half Ukrainian. Although I don't claim Ukraine, I claim Bulgaria. But anyway, Boots might not meet somebody with those kind of angles. But what gave Boots the problems, again, people, Karen was punching with Boots. He was throwing shots in between. He was countering. Ryan Garcia doesn't do that. I've never seen Ryan Garcia counter or throw. Ryan Garcia either attacks you or waits till you finish and then goes back at you. But Boots was getting hit. I mean, I thought the fight was mad close. I'm going to give it to Boots because of those two 10-8 rounds, the one for the point deduction and then the knockdown. But other than that, that shit would have been fucking even, in my opinion. I gave it 6-6. I didn't actually score it, but in my memory, it was even. Just the knockdowns put him over the edge. What up, Hoops? Philly did very well yesterday. A lot of people showed up. Yeah. DJ Rush, what up? Boots is fortunate he's in a weaker division. If he was around a decade ago and Sean Porter. You know what's so funny? All of us just recently, including me, thought Boots is going to be possibly the next generational talent. He has 2 shitty fights. Look what happens. That's how crazy boxing is. What's up, Hoops? Let's run them likes up for you. Listen to this, man. What up, Remy? Russian boxing system is better than American. Well, no, yes, but it's the dudes who use those angles. The dudes who fight like Loma and Usyk with those angles. I mean, Madrimov did the same shit. I don't think Madrimov's Russian. I don't really remember. Let me see. Madrimov boxer. Was he Russian or from like Kazakhstan? He's Uzbekistani. Okay. So a little different. But he also has crazy good angles. Styles make fights. And if that was Bud Ortiz. Oh. Bud will punch between. Bud will punch between Boots' combos. Karen would have won if he didn't hold. No. See, Mike, I don't know why I'm calling you Mike because you're clearly not Mike Tyson, but he wouldn't have won. Do you know why he was holding? Because Boots was landing those plutonium-covered cinder blocks on him. He was dropping cinder blocks on him like he owned a construction company. You know what I'm saying? He was dropping those cinder blocks like he was building condos. So Karen had to hold because Boots is still so heavy-handed in close. Boots could throw short. Boots could hit you from distance, and he could hit you from inside. Karen couldn't really fight on the inside. Karen was only able to hit in between. And Karen did a lot of lead straight rights and, you know what I'm saying, catching Boots when Boots was fighting in Southpaw. All right. If I miss anybody, just say what you want to say again because you guys are overwhelming me here. Not overwhelming me like I'm nervous, but too many comments for me to get to. I knew Boots was going the distance. Easy money. That shit wasn't easy, Michael. Farthest thing from easy. Better BF beats. We're not on that though, Remy, right now. I think Boots did good. He can do better. I think he still has time to prove himself. He's only 27. 27's with all those with 30-something fights, that's veteran status. Madrimov trains with Bivol. That makes sense. I didn't like the fight. What do you think of Abdullah? Abdullah too, man. Abdullah got hit in between his punches. So, all right. If Karen had power, we would have seen Boots go down like Abdullah did. Boots and Abdullah are very similar. Very similar. They walk forward. They throw hard shots. They're dangerous. Abdullah showed 2 things. One thing is maybe he needs a little more head movement, or he needs to learn how to see. It's tough when you throw a shot and somebody could take a punch and they throw back at the same time. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? But he showed heart, and Boots showed danger. You take a danger sign, skull and crossbows, and stick it on Boots' forehead because he was dangerous at all times of that fight. That's why Karen held. That's what I saw from Boots. Yeah, he was a little vulnerable to get hit. He doesn't move his head as much in the pocket, right? He needs to maybe get off his ego. He stayed in the pocket too much. He should have threw some shots and he should have jumped out. You know what I'm saying? He should have kept his distance. But he was trying to go for that knockout. And he didn't care because he felt Karen's power and knew that the power wouldn't do anything to him. So that, first off, that makes him look bad. Second, it piles up points. And third, it risks the chance of him getting knocked out. Now, he felt the shots and he knew this guy couldn't knock him out. So I don't know if Boots would do that if he was standing in front of a Bud, a Crawford type puncher. The only exciting fighter was Keyshawn. Yeah, but who'd Keyshawn fight? Who'd he fight? I actually fucking forgot who we fought. Let me remind myself. Oh, Lemos. Okay. So, right. He fought Gustavo Lemos, who arguably never lost. But again, Gustavo Lemos is a 65% knockout puncher. He doesn't have power. He had a great chin, though. Apparently, he had never been down before. Now, that was impressive. I don't give a fuck. That's impressive. But I'm still not sold on Keyshawn because Keyshawn doesn't knock out a lot of people. This dude was right in front of him to be hit, right? The one impressive thing is that the dude had never been down. And the dude was significantly heavier. But Keyshawn still, something about him, his punches don't look that hard to me. I don't know what it is. You know, this surprised all of us. None of us thought he was going to fucking do that because he's not known to be a power puncher. But again, who did Mason fight? Who did Boots fight? Mason fought somebody with a lot of knockouts. Mason's only 11 fights or so, right? He's very little fights. They both had similar showings. Mason showed fucking huge balls. That dude showed huge gorilla balls, like King Kong balls, getting up like that, not giving a fuck and going at him. And not that. I'm gonna do a video on that round. That was round of the year. That was a dope ass round. Hey, Money, what up? Keyshawn beat a 157 plus fighter. Yeah, but he also beat a 157 plus fighter who's like 5'4". Literally, how tall is he? Dude's 5'5". Like, the dude's short. So that's not always that impressive when you're that short. It doesn't necessarily mean, he could have just been, it could have been water weight. Who knows? Keyshawn also had little fights. He does. Keyshawn has 11 fights or so, right? Boots breaks too easily. What you mean he breaks? This ain't the 90s, Marco. Today's boxers have to fight near perfect. No, that's on us to determine. Is that what you guys think? You guys think they got to be perfect? Because you're just fucking up the sport if that's what you guys think. I don't think they got to be perfect. That's all. That's on the eye of the beholder. It's in the eye of the beholder. I don't behold it. Manuel Gallegos destroyed Khalil Cole, and Bam is fucking. Haven't I been telling you guys Bam is top 5 pound for pound? Have I not been saying that? Do you now disagree with me that Bam should not be top 5 pound for pound? At that weight, 100, I think he's 118, sleeping dudes, like just hitting them with fistful of Ambien, shoving it right in their mouth. You're telling me he shouldn't be pound for pound? You know how hard it is to knock people out consistently at 118? Read my last comment, please. Okay. You said it yourself. It's hard to KO people, and going 65% of people is having no power. I said it's hard to KO I said it's hard to KO everybody you fought, like Wilder. I said it's hard to KO almost everybody. I did not say it's hard to KO people in general. I said it's hard to KO a lot of people. And having 65% is no power. Yes, you have to look at the numbers. Dudes with that level of KOs or lower, nothing under 70 is considered hard. And if you look at it, dudes with 70, most dudes, now there's exceptions, and sometimes you guys got like Duran who hit mad hard, probably has lower than 70, but he kept moving up and up and up. So he's fighting way bigger guys. So of course he's not going to get the KOs at that point. Those guys, on average, don't have power. That's just a statistical fact. That's not even an argument. Mason hits fucking hard, which exactly 16 wins, 14 KOs. It's hard to beat Wilder, Triple G, but being exactly in terms of knockout power, that's exactly what we're saying. Ryan knocks out Boots. He might, but again, Boots only gets hit when somebody's punching in between. That's what the last dude did when they fought in Philly, who was clapping him up, and that's what this guy did. I don't think somebody like Ryan, who leaps in, can hit Boots with one shot at a time or throws flurries. Boots will just cover up. And you know what I'm saying? Boots has to get hit while he's throwing, as did Abdullah Mason. Boots lost 11 and 12. Boots was getting fucking. Boots lost maybe 6 of those rounds. He might have lost half the rounds, in my opinion. But he won easy because of the knockdown. Every division Russians out here making favorite fighters like nothing. Yeah, Russians no joke. What's up, Legacy? Boots saying he wants to move up. Nah, I didn't see the interview. Did he say he wants to move up to 54? Because I'd be shocked if he said that shit. After that, he got hit so hard and flush. You know what? Wasn't even that hard because the dude had good power, but as his record shows, not crazy power. Although some of the shots were kind of clubbing, but you saw how clean they landed, like right on the button. Boots' hand wasn't not even partially blocked. He got hit so much. He had that swelling on his eye, a little eye jammy. The punch placement better than hitting harder. Yes, punch placement is almost the same thing as saying timing. What you don't see is what drops you. Somebody could hit hard, but if somebody sees it coming and tenses up, it's not going to do the same damage as something you don't see coming. That's why Roy Jones had so much power. Yeah, he hit mad hard, but a big part of that was dudes didn't see those shots coming because he was so fast. Smash the likes. What's up, suckers? Busy. What up? Ryan has a height and reach advantage over Boots. No, he actually doesn't. They're the same height. They're both 5'10". Reach, I'm not sure, but not height. I've been around them both. Ryan's literally an inch shorter than me. I'm 5'11". He's 5'10" on the button. Blair Cobbs versus Duran. I would love to see that. I think Boots beats him, but I think Cobbs is going to catch him. And Cobbs hits hard enough where he might wobble him. So I don't think Boots got hurt once last night. That motherfucker could take a shot. But again, can he take a shot or does Homeboy just not hit that hard? Probably a bit of both. Boxing can't grow since Boots is getting hate for winning. I'm not giving him hate. The star of the night was Bam was dope. Bam was top 5 pound for pound. Top 5 pound for pound. Inoue, Crawford, Tank, Bam, Benavidez. Now you could swap Benavidez and Tank arguably with Canelo and Usyk. Those are interchangeable. But those 7, those are the top 7 in the world. That's why creating angles is so important. You can't brace for exactly. He stops Cobbs. You might be right, Eon, but Cobbs will clip him and might hurt him. I think he ends up winning against Cobbs as well. But that'll be exciting because I think Cobbs will hurt him. Clip him. And maybe stumble him. Maybe even drop him. Flash knockdown, some shit. But yeah, I agree with you. He beats Cobbs. Even Tank destroys Boots. Let's not get carried away now. Way too small. Boots did look wobble towards the end. No, it looked like you thought he was, but then you saw him throw punches hard, or when he got held, he was like getting annoyed that he's being held, like seeming totally coherent. All right. I got Cobbs against Boots. It's possible. You think there's any chance? What up, Laker? That Golden Boy versus Matchroom 5-5 happens. Yeah, of course. It's always a chance, right? I can't wait for Shakur to fight Keyshawn. That's not. I mean, Boots is good for Ortiz. The left hook is there all night. Yeah, Ortiz is another guy though who punches in between shots. Not as good as those guys, so he might give Boots some problems too. And Ortiz is a dude who has all knockouts, and the majority of them are from punch placement. Not so much power. Boots looked wobbled in first. Maybe. Bam, a beast. Hell yeah. Come on. Bam's another one though. Guys, tell me right now, everybody, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image in this now. Tell me real quick. I think Bam doesn't look like he hits hard, yet dudes just crumble. Do you guys say yes or no? Do you guys agree that Bam? Write it how you want to write it. I just want to know what you're saying. Does Bam look like he hits hard, or does he not look like he hits hard? Even though the results show that he hits hard, because guys are going down. What does he look like to you? I don't think he looks like he hits that hard. I'm not saying he looks weak, just not. The punches don't look like what they create. What do you guys think? Styles make fights. Boots beats flat-footed Ortiz, in my opinion. Harvey Doc is a terrible ref. I have to finally agree with Alberto. I'm not sure Boots beats Ortiz. I'm not sure either. Okay, let's see. Bam hits off angles like Loma does. Yes. His uppercuts look lethal. Okay, so that's somebody who thinks he hits hard. I think Bam has decent power, but it's okay. So you're kind of agreeing with me. So we got 1-1. Michael said he hits hard. Boots, all these are good amount. Yeah. Bam Ruiz punches don't look hard. The placement. Okay. You got the name Bam for a reason. I see him coming up in his brothers. Okay. Okay. So he looks like he hits hard. Punch placement. So you guys kind of agree with me. Bam doesn't look like he hits that hard. Boots beats Tio without a doubt. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Look like he hit hard. Okay. Bam is all hype. If he beats Inoue, then he's special. Well, he's also. I mean, they're only one weight division away from each other. Like, that can happen. That needs to happen next. That needs to happen next. After the way they both perform, that is. People ask me, what are the fights I want to see? We need to boycott anything that's not that. Those fucking dudes need to fight next. That will be one of the most exciting fights in boxing. That could help propel little man's boxing, the lighter weight classes, into a new stratosphere. Those guys, fucking Bam, go to Japan. Don't even fucking think twice. Don't sweat it. Do what you do. Imagine a motherfucker with Tommy Hearns punching power and Bam footwork. Shit. I think fucking Loma's better footwork than Bam, but Bam's is good. Bam hit that uppercut because you saw he spun to the side. That's probably why you guys are saying that. You guys peeped that. Who wins at 54? Boots, Bayuchuk, Madrimov. Madrimov will give Boots a lot of problems. But again, no power. He was clipping. Madrimov versus Bud looked similar to me like Boots versus Karen. The difference was you never got the impression that Bud never hurt Madrimov, and Bud didn't look like he could hurt Madrimov. Boots looked like he did hurt him and looked like he could get him out. That's the difference. So they're both going to have problems with those kind of fucking herky-jerky Soviet fighters. Is it people to figure out Boots out? I mean, that guy, he already... Is it people? What you mean? Like starting to figure out his style? But in reality, the smaller weight classes don't make money. Right. But Inoue versus this guy will make mad money. You got the Americans and the Mexicans and the Mexican-American population for Bam. You got Japan. You got two power punchers knocking everybody out. That's going to be fireworks. Turkey better make that happen. Rodriguez has a solid hand speed. Yeah, he has good hand speed. What do you think about Raymond Ford? Raymond Ford looked really good. Raymond Ford, though, didn't throw one fucking counter. His speed and power looked crazy good, which is weird because he also has a low knockout ratio, and he moved up and looked more powerful, which is usually the other way around. But forget all that. If he would have learned how to either counter or set a trap, he would have knocked money out. He didn't throw one counter. He would just cover up until the guy's done with his punches. Not one counter, not one punch in between the other guy's shots, not one trap. He would just go at him, strong arm, like he's fucking collecting gambling debt for the Gambino family, just going at dudes. If Ford did that, he'd be a whole different level of his career. I noticed that. It was making me frustrated. I'm like, yo, just counter. Throw a trap. Set a trap. Throw a counter. That's all. And I know this because I used to be like that too. I wouldn't throw a trap. I would just rely on my superior power and hand speed. But sometimes it's not enough. Tank versus Roach. I mean, hopefully that's not going to happen. Boots' resume is a little suspect. Nah, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I mean, anybody. Come on. Everybody sees that shit. What do we see about the Soviets? Marco, why do black Americans struggle with Soviet boxers most of the time? I wouldn't say that, Armor. I don't think anybody does anything most of the time. I think that happened. It's all dependent fighter to fighter on a fighter to fighter basis. Abdullah is no joke. I'm still a big fan of his. Yeah, he got dropped. Wasn't good, right? But he got up and he slayed that dude and his fucking lion's mane. Slayed him like a dragon. Slayed him like Dungeons and Dragons. Ray Ford is trash. I wouldn't say he's trash. He looked like he had like special power. Really looked special. Then I'm like doing my research on him and I'm remembering, and I'm like, oh, this guy barely knocks anybody out. Then I'm like, why is, when I first turned on, I'm watching him, I'm like, this guy should be in the pound for pound rankings. He should be undefeated champion. He has one loss. And then I'm watching him, and after just watching a couple rounds, I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. Isn't that crazy? You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't do certain things, you won't beat the highest level. Wild, right? Me as a promoter, I would drop Mason and look for another. Nah, you're crazy. Mexicans rely on toughness. Russians are very technical. Russians are tough too, though. Smooth. Tough as shit. Abdullah got lucky, and the other dude hurt his leg. Alberto, stop being... All right, you know what? You get the first one today. Because, of course, Alberto's always on his fucking Latino shit. So let's do it. This is to you, Alberto.
Oh, that's racist.
Marco, you have made the video about the best... Yeah, of course. The guys below knockout ratios just laying clean. Ray was drained at 126. That's possible because he looked very powerful. Who wins between Abdullah, Emiliano, Floyd? I got Abdullah beating all of them. Abdullah is only going to have problems, as anybody on planet Earth will, against a power puncher. There is nobody who is like, oh, I do my best against power punchers. Nobody. Because power punching, I'm not saying a come forward style. I'm not saying a brawler, because power punchers come in all forms. They could be boxers, boxer punchers. They could be brawlers. They could be counter punchers. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does well against a power puncher. That's everybody's kryptonite. Tough boxers are everywhere on this earth. Word up. James Toney, best counter puncher of all time. No, he is not. Close, though. Close, though. Jack Johnson, Pernell Whitaker, Emiliano Sparks Abdullah, Vargas Dynasty. We already went over this. Dynasty is if there's generation after generation of kingship, of royalty. The only person who's done anything so far is their dad, and he's not even royal. He was a dude who won a belt, and besides beating one other champion, lost to all the other generational talents of his era. Granted, that was one of the best eras in welterweight history. He lost all of them. So that's not a dynasty. When the fucking head of the dragon isn't even considered a legend. How could the chest, the butt cheeks, and the tail qualify as legends? Not a dynasty. Silly, silly thing. Silly marketing ploy. And no disrespect to them, but that's what it is. Until they all, like now, if the Suns all won championships, titles, then maybe you're a dynasty. But you can't take... They were calling themselves dynasties before the fucking Suns even turned pro, or when they had like one fight each. I do notice small guys, KO dudes. I want to get off that. What up, Bran? That's real facts. You tell them, Bran. These dudes don't know. What's that fucking in your icon? Let me zoom up. The what? The home gallery? Where the fuck is that? Where's that at, Bran? Thought that was some New York shit. Got me excited. Xander Zayas versus Israel Madrimov needs to happen. Nah. Madrimov will be giving problems. Bud versus Vargas. Bud, easily. For Abdullah, actually, blessing in disguise shows he still needs to work on. True. That's what you need. I don't even like Emiliano, and Mason would get dropped by Vargas. I'm tired of all this hype. We respect everybody that steps in the ring, but you got to prove your worth. Yeah, you can't be calling yourself fucking dynasty like that early. Nah, Broner versus Vargas, who wins? That's a good one. That's a good one. Broner versus Vargas. They're very similar. I might give the edge to Broner. Joe Frazier, Jim. I live up the street. Oh, word. That's dope. Philly. Philly in the house. I like Abdullah even when he got rocked and knocked down the guy while being right. Yeah, man. Mason will now be afraid of getting caught and run. Did he look like he got afraid? No, he got up twice and starched this dude like he works at the dry cleaners. He starched this dude, starched him, starched him like he's selling Tide. What do you think about Broner letting his hands go? What you mean? I agree. I can see it either way. When he used to, he was dope, but he was limited. Broner was limited. Defense wasn't great. He tried to do Floyd, couldn't do it. He didn't really punch in between shots. Like all he did, he would try and pull counter to be Floyd, but that's it. He didn't set traps. He just had superior speed and power, and decent pull counter. But once he got a little bigger and couldn't, when his power wasn't as effective because he wasn't way bigger than his opponents, you saw what happened. Broner just shot himself. Yeah, I mean, Tank KO's Mason any day. Maybe at this point. Broner should have stayed at 130, maybe 130. Yeah, but you see Broner's like a little fucking tank. Thick ass neck, real broad shoulders. He's like a little pit bull, Broner. So I don't know if he could have stayed there, or maybe he would have. Can you imagine Tank? Yeah, no, that wouldn't be good. Did that guy get better or Boots got worse? The guy just did better. The guy didn't fight Boots out that way the first time. Philadelphia in the hizzle. Were you a boxer or brawler? Both. Boxer. I stood in front of you. I stood in front of you, but I wasn't just nonstop throwing toe to toe, caution to the wind. I had a method to my madness, so I was a boxer puncher. That's it. But I could definitely circle. Like there's sparring footage of me on the YouTube where I'm circling and do blah blah blah. I'm getting out. Then there's times where I just went there and just stood in the pocket, sat in the pocket like keys, sat in the pocket like car keys. Abdullah got knocked down twice and kept moving forward. Yep. I think Boots should stay away from 54 right now. It's live. Killer's up there. Yeah, he's not going up to 54. Hell no. If Bud hits him like that, clean like that, even Virgil Ortiz, even Charlo, no, that won't be good. How can someone get prospect of the year if they already got dropped? It's about winning. It's not about getting dropped. That made one of the most exciting fights we've seen, or exciting rounds, I should say. Marco, have you made a video about the best count? Yes, Dwayne, I already answered that. That's why you don't appreciate Feroz and other come forward guys. You only appreciate Sean Porter for some reason. Okay. After these pretty lackluster fights, he should not be mentioned with Terrence Crawford. Agreed. Brawlers always lose. No, not always. That's not true, Remy. I honestly think you could beat Broner right now. Not Marco. We could. When I sparred, my coach said I remind him of Tommy Hearns, but I like to think of myself as more defensive because of my head movement. Yeah, Hearns wasn't very defensive. He just went forward like with a full head of steam. But yeah, Keyshawn looked good. He looked really good, but it surprised me. I didn't think he looked that good. But Limos, when somebody is just so much shorter and comes forward, it makes your punches that much harder because tongue itchy. Because he's walking at you. So as I said before, he's getting the alley-oop for momentum. So he's not only you hitting him, but he's walking into the punch. So it's making it 2 or 3 times harder. If you saw, he dropped him the first time. As he's coming forward, he hit him with that right. That talk about Mason versus Moten is real interesting now because imagine Carmel left lane. Yep. Why doesn't Mason get hate, but Devin does for going down? Devin only got hate because the way he handled the loss. Not, but to his defense, the dude did take steroids or got caught with steroids. So, Dash, what up? How can you say Boots shouldn't be mentioned with Crawford while Crawford got dropped by Mean Machine? He actually didn't get dropped by Mean Machine, and I actually did a video. First of all, it wasn't an official knockdown, and I did a video on it, and I slow motioned it. Mean Machine hit him in the shoulder, and he went down. He didn't drop him. Like, and I'm not a Boots. I'm being totally. He did not drop him, so that's not true. And let's be honest, Karen is way better than Mean Machine. Well, your whole argument was ruined because you're that's on the assumption that Bud went down to Mean Machine, but he did not. Where Tataya knocks him down, he's aggressive, timed boxer. I would like to see Mason versus Anthony Cuba. Okay. What up, Galaxy? Oh shit, Marcos out here in these streets. Well, my couch, but yes. Yo, you still doing trivia at the end? Stop motion still cheats. Stop motion doesn't really come in anymore. Abdullah is a young fighter, while Devin Haney's is in a multiple division world champion. Yes, way more accomplished. 38-year-old Gamboa knocked down Bud. Bud has never been. Has he been down? I don't think Gamboa knocked him down, did he? Bud struggled with Mean Machine, got clipped by Gamboa. Got battered by Israel, got outboxed by Porter. What does Bud? All right, get out of here. You, my friend, are biased. Where do you rank Lennox Lewis in boxing? How good was he? One of the greatest heavyweights who ever lived. Gamboa didn't knock down Bud. That's what I'm saying. Gamboa was like 27. I think Boots needs to take a step back and work on his defense. What's up, Blind Faith? Yes, he did. You missed out a lot of. Nah, did he? I mean, okay. Bud gave Gamboa his first L. Yeah, Gamboa was undefeated. Bud dropped him numerous times. Nah, he buckled his knees, though. Well, that's not getting dropped. Well, not knocked down, but buzzed him. You understand that words matter, Alberto? Like, the words actually matter. You can't be like, yo, I banged this dope bitch, yo. Well, not actually banged. I thought about it and tell her hello. Words matter. You can't say he knocked him down and then say, well, nah, not actually. I knew he didn't knock him down. Marco Prime versus Mike Tyson versus Landon. I think Prime Tyson beats almost anybody. Like Prime, like 85 to 89 Tyson. What's up, Alan? Gamboa went up. Crawford has changed fighters in their careers. Yep. Gamboa wasn't even Mexican, and low-key, he just didn't. Low-key, just don't. Yeah. True. I think Boots needs to take a step back and work on his defense. Yeah, and his dad was not giving the best advice. Just get him out of here. It's like the motherfucker's trying. Give him some tactical advice. Not just that's that ego shit. Like, nah, we got this. We don't even, that ego shit in boxing is so fucking stupid. Any sport. Like showing no vulnerability. No. Hey, you're getting hit. You're fucking in front of your hometown. It's embarrassing. He might actually hurt you if he keeps hitting you clean like that. Let's switch this up. Let's do this. Not get him the fuck out of here. What do you do? And you saw Boots. Boots wasn't even making eye contact with his dad because it was that weird father-son. He was just like he was reacting like when a parent scolds a kid and the kid feels like shit. It is scared of his parent and it's just almost trying to like disengage. That's how he was acting. And maybe also because the advice he was getting was like just he was being scolded. There was no tactical advice. But, I don't know what their relationship is like, obviously. Bob Arum said he lost like 10 mil on Bud. Yeah, nobody wants to see Bud because he doesn't have much of a personality, even now. That's why Errol Spence always outsold him. James Toney would beat Canelo at middleweight. RJJ definitely beat Canelo. You might have a point. Marco, I think this is karma the way they pushed Boots as this boogeyman. Now it ain't. I know. I thought he was a boogeyman too, though. Shit. I was on board. I mean, you can't argue with what he was doing. Posey's a good trainer too. I think he treats Boots different. Well, it's his son. That reminds me of Rocky and Drago told his son to get rid of him, but he wasn't able to give good advice. Word. Yeah, man. This father-son relationships are complicated. You know, they can be dysfunctional. There's a lot of layers to that. Posey had no coaching. All he said, he didn't even say knock him out. He said get him out of there. That exact phrase over and over and over. 03 RJJ versus Prime 68 Canelo. Come on now, man.
Y'all must have forgot.
Come on, Michael.
Y'all must have forgot.
People thought Matias was, until he lost. Big shout to my man. Outcome will always, thank you for the QPs. Will always be better than the back. Okay. And very quickly we go to.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
And.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
And of course, the final one.
Get the fuck out of here!
He's not a boogeyman, not a fighter, but Boots would say the very least beat Bud by decision. Again, we've seen Bud buzzed and dropped by. Bud has not been dropped by anybody, I don't believe. Has he? There might have been one knockdown, I think, that they called a knockdown, but he didn't look like he was hurt. I forget which one that was. I wouldn't want my dad and my trainer because it feels too. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Especially when he's fucking yelling at you. Bosie could have beat Boots' ass as a child every day, like violently beat him up. Literally beat him up. So that motherfucker, when he's being yelled at, even though he's a grown man, that's triggering. That's why he's like, you don't know the dynamic. You know what I mean? I don't care what people say. Oh, they made me tough. Nah, fucked you up here. Fucked you up too if you're getting your ass whooped by your pops. I don't care what anybody says. It might make you tough in some situations, but when he's sitting there fucking yelling at you, that's also going to fuck you up in an unproductive, negative way to some extent. You see how Bud handles a clear call before the ban. Yeah. Canelo Prime ended at 160. Nah, Canelo's still doing well. Stop it, Marco. Last up. All right, I'm not engaging in this crap. Galaxy, get out of here with that. I know, man. He's wild. He's wild. He's on some shit. He's on some shit right now. What else we got, people? What else we got? When was Canelo's prime? He's still in his prime, I believe. Marco, before I forget what happened with Tank and his trainer. Nothing. He said it's bullshit. Kenny replied to me maybe about an hour after I got offline with you guys and said it's totally false. They're all good. So that is not true. G-Man, Canelo G-Man, that's the question. Marco, okay, do that one. Sweet Pea versus Loma. Sweet Pea. Briggs, way too big for Bear. Kidding? Bear was like 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. Briggs is like 250, 6'4", 6'5". No. You can't compare eras. Loma versus Tank. Again, they're both still active, so I can't do it. Is Loma what is that? Is that chicken or a duck? What is that? Can't even see. I can't see. I want to see EJ and Boots fight. I don't think EJ's going to fight again. I know he's supposed to fight Fundora or whatever, but that's not even... Go on BoxRec right now. It's not there. Let's see. I just checked recently and it was not there. Let's see now. Nope, nothing. I don't think he's fighting again. I think he's done. Loma been called out, Tank. Loma turning down Tank, fight a duck. Look at Sean Porter and how his old man yelled at him, causing him to... His old man, not only that, but his old man stopped the fight prematurely with Bud, causing him to lose that. That was premature. Errol or Dundora, if that fight happened. Fundora. I got to go with Errol for now. I'm going to take all of Errol's career. I'm going to remove what happened with Crawford and go from everything else I've seen. I'm happy it's not true. It makes false sense for him to leave. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make sense. Tank waited until Loma got old. Floyd tactics. Come on. Floyd beat everybody at all ages. Floyd fought Canelo when he was 23. Oh, but let me guess. He was too young? Either they're too old or too young. What? Floyd fought Corrales when he was undefeated monster. Whooped him brutally. Like, come on. Floyd beat everybody. Floyd beat the fuck out of these guys, and he was in his late 30s. Whooping Canelo's ass when he's almost 40. Errol training Roy. With Roy? Nah, no, he's not. Stanionis or Barrios? I don't know. Not really interested in that one. Timothy Bradley versus Miguel Cotto. Cotto. Stoppage. What about Pacquiao? What about him? What's up, Iceman? Blair Cobbs and Norman Sr. both mentioned Boots, ego, arrogance as a reason they could beat him. What do you think? I don't think he has an ego or an arrogance. You know what? No, you're right. He does because he stays in the pocket and he's a little too arrogant. If this is what you mean, I said this earlier before. I think you just came on. He is a little too arrogant to fucking show vulnerability. Don't stay in the pocket when you keep getting hit like that. Stick and move. Switch up the tactic. His ego was like, fuck that. I'm standing right in front of whoever it is. You might have a point. Kind of want Boots versus Karen 3. Yeah, man. Hitchens versus Battle. Probably Hitchens. Abdullah, thoughts on fight in future. He showed tremendous heart and again, unbelievable determination, focus, and power. You can never blame Sean Porter's dad for stopping the fight. He doesn't. That was no. I think Spence was expecting Zoo to beat Fundora that night. That's why he was there to get in the ring and make the fight. Yeah, maybe. Meaning shows off looking the crowds. Yeah, I guess. That was his. I look at that as insecurity. Like he was like, oh shit, I'm getting clipped here. I'm feeling stupid. That could be an ego too. Ego, insecurity, same shit. Marco, are you going to train people? Nope. Do you see Zaquin Moses fight? No, I did not. I don't even know what that is. Do you know Clarissa's mom used to box? They say she might have hired. Oh, no, I didn't know that. Rocky Balboa in the building, Hall of Fame. Huh? Oh, Moses is Shakur's cousin, right? Is that who that is? Zab versus Porter. Ooh. Zab laces Porter the first 6 rounds. But then Porter might come back and either outpoint him or maybe even stop him. Hard to tell. But if you get a Zab that's like the one against Corey Spinks, it keeps coming. I don't know. I know Zab definitely wins the first half of that fight. That is my prediction. The second half, I don't know. That's his little cousin, Mike. That's what I thought. If Errol wins, we get Bud versus Spence 2. Errol's not fighting again, blind. And if that happens, same outcome. I need you to spar Ness one of these days, please. I will swell Ness's liver up like type 2 diabetes. I will batter his kidneys. I will make his kidneys fail like alcoholism. Marco, did you see after the press conference with Boots? Nah, I just saw Cobbs. I saw a clip of Cobbs calling him out and her and being like, oh, you're not popular enough. We want to go bigger. You should spar him for calling you a casual. If I spar everybody for saying shit, I'd be doing a lot of sparring. People could say what they want. That's my man. He never disrespects me. Like, he says shit sometimes where he's like trying to, for views and to spice things up, but he never is disrespectful. I wouldn't be on the show if he was disrespectful. Like, I don't get down like that. I don't need that. So you think Fundora fights next? I don't know, man. Big shout to Galaxy again. Let's give it to him again. Two-piece original recipe. Dad, a real New York killer. Have you ever sparred him? No, I never sparred him. We were not in the same weight class. And he wasn't in by the time when I was fighting, he was already like I mean, he was amateur a little now, but nah, we were never in the same weight class, and he was always way more advanced than me. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell Marco. Key reminds me of Bud. Nah. I know you would. That's why I want it. He be talking that. Yeah, talking. Talking's one thing, right? Doing's another thing. Bam, Canelo, Ryan, all best. All beasts. Does EJ even have a trainer right now? I don't know. Ryan stops Boots easy work. I don't know about easy work, but he might stop him. Clarissa Shields' mom, a trainer, should be the first mother-daughter to do it. That's dope. I like that. Does Key train with Bomac? I don't know. I don't know. He muted Troy earlier today. Why did he mute Troy? What was happening? Troy sometimes fucking goes off though, so who knows what was happening. Rather see Bud versus Fundora or Zoo versus Fundora? Bud. Zoo already fought Fundora. Yeah, they both train on the Bomac. Too bad Danny Ringwalk isn't there. Yes, Key trains with B&B. Bomac trains all his brothers too. I didn't know he had all these fucking brothers. EJ will never rematch Crawford after that ass whooping. Agreed. Buzz is Troy. You know exactly why. Yeah. Okay. Bomac, a genius. Okay. Got you. Because it's Troy. All right. Well, that happens. What are you going to do? I'm going to go on probably tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I'll be there. Getting it in. Does Crawford ever fight again? Crawford, yeah. Probably 3 to 5 fights left, be my guess. He already took a lot of brain damage the first fight. He doesn't need one. Yeah, true. G Smooth, what up? Boots got hit a lot. Hell yeah, did he? Boots got laced like a brand new pair of Cleto Reyes. Boots got laced like a new pair of Dunks. Boots got laced like a blunt spike with Haran. Bomac, 1 million IQ. Okay. What's next for Bam? We need to picket, protest for Bam versus Inoue. Let's get that out in the Twitter sphere now. Keyshawn future. Keyshawn is going to fuck around and get in there with Tank or Shakur or Zepeda and get fucked up. That's the future. Fucked up. Who's your pound for pound female boxers all time? Clarissa, Christy Martin, Layla Lee, Ann Wolf. I don't fucking know. Yo, why not Blair the Flair versus Boots? Eddie shouldn't hate on that. They're looking to go higher, and I get it. Blair's not even a champion. Boots is a champion. While Blair might bring more money than a lot of these other guys, I kind of get it. All high risk, low reward with Blair. No Keyshawn from Norfolk, just like Sweet PVA stand up. No, I know where he's from. Marco, I think Bomac is the best trainer right now. That's relative. He's the best trainer because he has the best fighters. So is it him that made the fighters that good? Or are the good fighters just coming to him because he trains the best pound fighter in the world? Do you know how many people went to Kevin Rooney because he trained Mike? And almost like Kevin, no disrespect, but he wasn't the best trainer. He was good for that specific style. That's it. I think a good trainer should be very versatile. Does Shakur go through career with broke hands and feet? Like, I don't know. Eddie Hearn said he doesn't want to fight Blair because he's not. I know. I heard. Best trainer, Roger Mayweather. Yep, Roger was dope. Floyd Sr. was good too. Keyshawn. I think the best trainer probably overall, probably by far, was Emmanuel Stewart. That's what I think, Emmanuel Stewart. I always thought that Phil Jackson was a good catcher, but exactly. He coached Shaq and Kobe, coached Jordan and Pippen. Like, exactly. That's where we gotta figure out the difference between a good trainer and exceptional talent. It was probably a little bit of both. Freddie Roach, I mean, really? Who did he have? He had Mike, and Mike was losing when he had Mike. I mean, he had Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Pacquiao was Pacquiao. I don't know. I got Ennis, but I don't see that fight happening. It's both Marco good fighters. Yeah. So, all right, here's an example right now. I'm going to, this whole trainer thing, let's move on from it because that bores me. Derek James. A year ago, no, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, he had Ryan Garcia, undefeated Errol Spence, about to fight Crawford. He had the Charlo, one of the Charlo, whichever Charlo it was. I believe it was the little Charlo, Jermel. And he had Anthony fucking Joshua, all at the top of their divisions, at the top of the sport in their respective divisions. He was considered the trainer of the year, the best trainer. And then look what happens. Look what happened. And by the way, they all went to him after they saw how well fucking Errol was doing. Errol was his only standout that he had. And then Charlo, too. They all go to him. They all end up losing. And now none of you guys even mentioned Derek James once. Just now. It's only been about a year and a half. And now suddenly he's not even in the conversation. Nobody mentioned him here. None of you mentioned him. But a year and a half ago, he's the best trainer. He's trainer of the year. So now Bomac's trainer of the year because he has Crawford. Then he has a bunch of other dudes who just jump ship. You got to wait until a trainer gets multiple champions before they're a good trainer. It took Customato decades. Customato wasn't considered one of the best until he had Tyson. He only had three well-known champions over the years. Jose Torres wasn't really known. Floyd Patterson was really known. And Mike Tyson. And if, like, Emmanuel Stewart was great. He took a lot of dudes from nothing, but a lot of them came to him. Already champions. And he just fucking kicked him in the ass, whispered in their ear, kicked him in the ass, and had them keep doing what they do. So the point is, I'm not saying he wasn't good, but, like, how do we know? It's hard to tell how much a trainer adds and how much he doesn't. He had fighters that lost Tank, but oh yeah, he had Frank Martin too. Derek James, all those dudes lost. I don't think Crawford would ever leave Bomac. Nah, they're both from fucking Omaha. They came up together. They grew up together. No way. They were considering giving Inouye's dad coach of the year because Inouye's so dope. Coach is only as good as a fighter. Roger Mayweather is the best. There's a great argument for that. Roger Mayweather was dope. Appreciate you, Galaxy. Let's hit it with the bomb. Bam. But Bam did say that he wants to do 26 this week. Good. Fuck 26. Go to 22. Bam's at 22 already. Just go up one. Anyway's at 22. Why is Bam going to go up 2 weight classes? Just go up 1. Who in the living Fook is Stank Davis going to fight? All right, you're wilding out. Stank Davis. Stewart had Hearns, McClellan, Moore, and all those Midwest champs. Not just that. He had Klitschko. He had Lennox Lewis. But everybody went to Emmanuel Stewart at one point. They all went to him because that's why he probably had the most champions out of anybody. Has to be Emmanuel Stewart. Has to be. And I've heard him talk. He gave excellent advice. He gave psychological guidance and actual tactical guidance. And he molded his direction. The directions he gives, his directions, he molded them based on each fighter and each situation. That's a great coach. Not somebody who just says, go out, take this motherfucker out of here. Or somebody who just says the same shit. Move your head. Just move your head. Marco, do we have a pound for pound list? Sure, fuck we do. I can give you my pound for pound 5, but I'm going to do 7 because a bunch of them are interchangeable. Here we go. I'm going to write it. Number 1, Crawford. And that could be switched with number 2. I'm not going to write it. And fuck it, I'll write it. Crawford. Number 1. Number 2 is Inoue. Number 3 is Tank. Number 4 is Bam. Number 5 is Benavidez. Number 6 is Usyk. And number 7 is Canelo. That, my peoples, is the pound for pound list right there. Not in the orders are interchangeable, but that's the pound for pound list. That is the pound for pound list. Sword Train 41 champions record. There you go. I don't think, but see, Eon, not only that, I bet you the 41's a record, but not only the amount of champions, but the caliber. I don't think anybody's trained the caliber that he's had. Look, Rolly was a champion for a second. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people could be champions. The caliber is what matters. He probably has the most all-time greats. He has to. Rolly should have went to Calvin Ford, Kenny Ellis. I don't think they would have taken him. Hey man, that's what I got. That's what I got. Yeah, they all belong there. The one person who gets the most hate, well, the two, Tank and Benavidez, get the most amount of pound for pound hate. Like they're not put in pound for pound top 5s or 10s nearly as much as they should. Those two I don't see them as much as I should. Some people have them, but the rest I named are pretty much circulating everybody's list. But anyway, Joe Lewis's coach was Sam something. Fuck, not Langford. Blackburn? Sam Blackburn? The fuck was his name? I believe it was who coached Joe Lewis. Sam Blackburn, I believe. Jack Blackburn, excuse me. That was close. Jack Blackburn. I really don't think Cal and Kenny are best trainers. They got one guy. We need more. But anyway, all right, peoples, I am out. It is late. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Please hit the thumbs up, the likes, all that stuff. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Dope weekend of fights. We'll talk more tomorrow. Peace.